Did you raise your kids, or did you have to work outside?
I was home while they were growing up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you taught
kindergarten and primary.
Oh, did you love that?
Then I taught in a nursery school for 10 years. I was only going to do it for a year, but it was fun. Didn't pay much money, but...
I know where your heart is, Ruth, because I was a preschool teacher and a nanny before I decided to become a nurse. So I hear you.
Look at the job she did. Look at how some of us turned out. My goodness.
Yeah, I tell you. Works of art. She was Miss Catherine.
Yes. Catherine.
And I get letters from some of the little kids you have to dress to me. If they sent one to Miss Catherine here, I'd get it.
And I never went on to have any kids of my own, so I always say, my children are raised.
And they turned out perfect.
They turned out just fine.
You hope they all did.
Yeah, that's great.
And they're so happy to see what wonderful care I'm giving here.
Yeah, you are doing a good job.
Absolutely.
We do enjoy having the best day.
No, we saw her on Friday. She was a maroon and gold.
Oh, fun.
Mm-hmm.
I saw it on TV.
Yeah.
Who is that you're talking about?
Annika Sword.
Oh, let me take my bib off.
Oh, you look just great. That adds color.
Okay.
I almost asked for one.
A clean one.
Yeah, and there's some over there. I usually use one when they come. They've got one in the tray.
Well, Annika was treated that way, you know,
All
the time,
along.
and rightfully so.
A lot of support, yeah.
You got enough of me.
Well, if I'm going to send this to Jimmy, I have to...
Also, that little boy that carried the cross. Christmas time.
Say hi, Jimmy.
Hi, Jim.
Posing for you, Jane. Darling. Darling.
Where did you collect all those?
Oh, people gave me a lot of them. I can tell you who gave me most of them. And then when we brought them over here, it was Peggy. We just happened to put them up there on the lights because we had no...
Beautiful new shawl that you got, Catherine.
Yes, it
Who
is.
made it for you?
Artie's mother made it. Her name is Angels are from Italy, and they were given to me by as the children. It would give me one each Christmas. And these angels were given to me by Sherry Schulten when I lived at Pioneer Point. We used to share our Christmas after What happened to Doug?
Went to the business office.
Got too much for him.
Too many women for Doug.
He had some things that he decided he'd wait and go down to the business office and deal in person rather than call.
Okay. Well, with 4th of July coming up, Catherine, do you have any 4th of July memories from...
Any 4th of July memories? Well, I can remember the first one that we celebrated when we had our lake cottage.
The one on Pickerel Lake, or...?
On Pickerel Lake, yeah.
It was cold.
You were there,
I
Artie?
can remember our first 4th of July after we moved to Fergus Falls. We went with Hanny out to, what was the name of the Hagstrom's Resort. And there wasn't a speck of bare ground. Everybody else was already there, and we sat on blankets and everything. And Harold said, well, we got to do something different after this. And so then Grossman's and we went out looking for lots. That's how
you could have your private party.
So we finally had cottages up, and they had theirs. We started building them at the same time, you know. So.
Did you have the same builder, or did you each have your own person
No,
building?
they had different builders than we had.
Yep. Well, you learned that there were lots for sale because Hagstrom's had some themselves.
Oh. they owned on various parts of the lake?
Well, there were two Hegstrom brothers. They each had a resort on opposite ends of the lake.
Oh, I didn't know that, so there
Yeah.
were two of them.
Mm-hmm. Conrad Hegstrom was the one.
Yeah, that's right.
across, and Adolph was down at the other end.
Yeah.
Shady Nook.
And Conrad had lots for sale, you know, well, over as you start coming in around on the north side. Those were all lots that he had.
Well, their sister was my teacher of mine in grade school.
Really?
And when we'd have our end of the year party, we'd go to the Hegstrom Resort because she had an inn there and, you know, could arrange that we could use.
So did you go to the Conrad Hagstrom one?
I'm trying to remember. For some reason they said Adolph, was it?
Uh-huh.
The other one, yeah.
But
Adolph was the one by us, Doug?
No, Conrad
That
was by us.
Conrad, okay.
So it was a full-blown resort area, you know, with had a shop where you could buy things, and it had all the boat rentals and.
So then that was probably Conrad,
yeah.
because they had down at Shady Nook, but they didn't have a store. It was kind of in the garage and you
Joyce,
could buy
I
from them.
kinda think some of this here coming in here, this new here.
Oh, good.
I don't, and I get done usually to go back down to eat lunch at 12 o'clock.
After you get your hair done?
Therapy, sometimes she'd do my hair, put it on rollers, and they'd take me back to do my therapy. Then I'd have to go back over there to get my hair dried.
But that's pretty accommodating because
It's very different
She's a very-
than any beauty shop I've ever gone to.
But she's probably the perkiest one.
So,
the heavier duty because it isn't there where it usually is. Did you?
well, it's right back of it.
Okay, good.
Someday
Because they were coming in, which
I
is a-
meant to comment, you had some pretty fancy sandals there, Doug.
Oh, yeah, thank you.
Your,
For mountain climbing.
your grandkids keep you sharp and current with the latest style.
Was
Yeah,
that
they
last
do.
year for Father's Day?
I think so.
I think so. Yes, they make sure he's.
The grandkids,
how are you today?
Oh, this is
I'm
bingo?
fine, this has been a fun party.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Thanks, Randy, for doing this.
You had a great lunch, didn't you?
Oh, we did.
Yeah.
And